Did Instagram just ban the use of ManyChat because asking your viewers to comment DM in your captions or reels and even stories is now seen as engagement bait after they posted this video on their official Instagram creators page 2 days ago? Let's watch it.
Hey everyone, I'm Rico from Instagram. Here are the things to avoid that can limit the reach of your content. First, don't try to hack engagement. And here's what we mean by that. If we believe your content explicitly asks for engagement through shares, comments, tags, or other actions, then we won't recommend it. An example of this is asking people to comment with a specific word, number, or emoji. We do, however, encourage you to create content that inspires people to engage in real discussion. So open-ended questions and call to actions, they're both fair game.
So Rico from the Instagram team just said that asking to comment a specific word wherever in your caption, story, reel will limit reach because it is seen as engagement bait. This is really interesting because this is the exact thing that ManyChat does. This is why almost every creator uses ManyChat. So let's dive into this. They deleted this post. Well, I don't know how many hours after they posted it because it caused a lot of confusion amongst almost every creator who uses ManyChat. So let's break down this post from a lady who broke it down very practically for us. For anyone who's freaking out about the creator post from Rico from the Instagram team that went live today, 2 days ago, are worried about the impact it will have on your ManyChat automations. Let's dive into how it will. Well, it's just another round of misinformation is what she's saying. So what they're saying, what Rico is saying, is it is seen as engagement baiting, all right? Which is the act of soliciting likes, comments, link taps, etc. And it has been in their policy for years already, all right? So it could be that what they're basically, why they posted that video is because they now start to act more upon this policy that was already there, which could be true. All right, that it is against policies to use ManyChat. This is why she has been resisting, and many people have been resisting using ManyChat because it's basically an automation setup. But they're verified partners, as you may know. But ManyChat is a verified partner of Meta, which is of course mentioned everywhere on the website because people want to know this. So asking these comments like anything and automatically DMing, sending the message, sending the links is now seen as engagement bait, or they will now limit the reach. Let's find out if that is true. So what she's been saying that for her and her clients, it has dramatically increased the conversion rates of anything basically asked for or sold on Instagram or through Instagram, which is probably what you've seen yourself as well, or what you will see yourself if you use ManyChat. So there's no reason to stop doing this, all right? And I would say the same. She's saying there's no reason to stop because it's not a new policy. So the policy has been there. But what she's not mentioning is that they can now reinforce, or they basically start to act upon that policy more and more. What I would say is think about this yourself. Don't believe me or her. And the second thing would be just look at your own statistics, all right? Because it could be very true that they now start to limit reach to non-followers for posts where you ask for a specific comment or DM. That can be true, that they now limit your stories reach. Well, stories is already for followers, but you limit your reels or your posts reach for non-followers if you ask for a DM, a comment, etc. This could be very true. So look at your own statistics, as you should always do. And if you start to see a drop, then try to maybe find a work around it. All right, because they maybe have a lot of techniques to find out, or just very minimal techniques at the moment to find out if you ask for these things. But of course, you can find your way around it, and let me know in the comments here below if you have found some ways already how to not make it that obvious. Which is, of course, you could ask. You don't have to ask explicitly, like comment this word to get the stuff. What you could say, for example, is comment this object, what it is called, in the comments below. I'm just giving an example that pops up, but you get the idea. You can ask it a little bit more low-key, and maybe that has a very big impact on your reach to non-followers. Try it out, I would say. So let's continue. While engagement baiting can result in a post being disqualified from recommendation services, suggested posts, and the explore feed, Instagram's top goal as a business is to keep users on the app for as long as possible. And this is something you always should keep in mind. This is Instagram's goal, all right? And this is why these ManyChat automations work so great, because Instagram loves to see comments. They love to see you getting DMs on stories. But there is a but. If Instagram sees, they love this happening organically, but if you ask for it, it probably means you're a business owner, you're trying to sell something, and you try to lead the people who see it and will get in contact with you, lead them off platform. And this is something they don't like. This is probably why they started to share this, or at least why they mention it now, because it's probably something internally, I think, within the Instagram team that they discussed. They don't like creators and business owners leading people off platform, right? So, and they probably start to see that happening in DMs by these creators who use ManyChat. So it could be that they start to limit that because they don't want it. At the same time, it forces the people to stay on the platform as well. So I'm not sure where they want to find the balance, but I could see it happening where they start to limit anything that happens through ManyChat because it usually leads people off platform. That could happen. But as I've already mentioned, just look at your own statistics. I think you will still see a major boost in engagement if you use these ManyChat automations through comments, DMs, etc. And this is also what she mentioned, all right? So this is just a post from her client who just got a viral post by using a call to action in the captions of her normal static image post. And if you're not using ManyChat yet, I highly recommend it. I will start to use it soon as well. And just look at what it gives you. Like, they can't ban you for it because it's a verified partner. Well, they can technically, but that's very unlikely to happen. And that is what I always recommend. Just try things yourself and look at the results that it gives you. And as Instagram said it best, stop crying over reach and followers. It's a post that they removed as well, so that is interesting. They remove all of their posts. They don't have any posts left on their official accounts. And if you wonder if you should post longer reels, longer than 90 seconds, I wouldn't recommend it. But at the same time, look at the data that it gives you. But it's very unlikely that it will give you better data than your normal reels between 30 and 90 seconds, which is what he also mentioned. Let's listen.
Next, ditch the watermark. Third-party logos or watermarks on your reels might be impacting its reach. It's totally fine to watermark your own content with your handle, but what we don't want is visibly recycled content from other apps.
All right, so this is great stuff that you should know already. But now he mentioned it as well. Don't repost stuff from TikTok with the TikTok watermark on Instagram. That makes sense. They don't like that because it triggers people to think about TikTok, to maybe go to the TikTok app, right? And it's obvious that Instagram doesn't like that. Same for any other watermark, except for your handle, but I'm not sure if you should really put that in your video. But a lot of people do it for whatever reasons it may be. So they have algorithms to, of course, check your posts visually. And if they see anything like the TikTok logo or probably other popular social media apps, such as YouTube or LinkedIn or whatever X, they don't like that probably. And they probably reduce reach whenever they see that in their algorithm. But that's my assumption. It doesn't have to be true, but he just mentioned, try to avoid that stuff. And I would say if you don't need to put your handle tag in there, then don't do it. I mean, they already see your post on your page. But if you do it for whatever reason, then know that it is okay. Just don't use a different watermark.
Content from other apps. Next, don't repost content that is already on Instagram, since content that we detect as reposted might see its reach reduced across places where we recommend content to users.
Right, so that one is quite obvious. And I've made another video that you can watch here where I talk more about the reposting stuff and the recent algorithm update, which is, well, big change. I highly recommend watching that video so you are informed about the update, especially if you're an aggregator account, someone who basically reposts videos, even if it's your own videos. I highly recommend getting informed about it because it will reduce reach.
Content to users. Remember to consider ideal reels length too. We recommend videos that are 90 seconds or less.
All right, so this is very interesting because they recently mentioned, well, you can now post very long videos on our platform because they probably want to A/B test that. I'm not sure why they roll out that major update to everyone in the US instead of, well, maybe they saw good results from the micro test that they do. You sometimes get the invite to use certain features, and maybe I'm not sure if they did that to a small group. Maybe they did and they saw good results to a small group and they now rolled out that feature to everyone in the US. But when they share that, a lot of people think, well, this is a new feature. I'll probably get more exposure if I start to use this feature, which is often true. In this case, as you can see, 2 days ago, they made this video where they don't recommend posting a video that is more than 90 seconds. And I will show you in a bit the slide that they also shared in a New York meeting, very private, where they also mentioned that you shouldn't post longer videos because they don't recommend it. They don't recommend it outside of your own followers. That's basically what they said in practical language.
30 seconds or less. And we find that the sweet spot for engagement is with reels between 30 to 90 seconds.
So yeah, they don't go the YouTube route. That's something Instagram's CEO, Adam Mosseri, also mentioned recently. They really try to stick to what Instagram is known for and don't go the long form route as of yet. So yeah, what he just mentioned, try to focus on reels anywhere between 30 and 90 seconds, but can be even much shorter, because I've seen for myself that very short videos, reels, perform quite well. Some outperform my longer videos, so.
In 30 to 90 seconds. Lastly, make sure your content follows our recommendation guidelines, which are rules about the type of content Instagram will and won't recommend to non-followers. We avoid recommending content that may be objectionable, sensitive, or inappropriate.
So, here's a slide from the New York, mini meetup, and here they say as well, it's hard to read, but reels over 90 seconds hurt your distribution to non-followers. And of course, what he also mentioned, third-party watermarks, low-quality videos. Well, I'm not sure about that. I've seen a lot of low-quality videos on my timeline, and I think you too. So, of course, they mention it because it's quite obvious, but at the same time, it's not. And this is just what they don't like. I'm not sure about hurting distribution, because it's sometimes very difficult to detect. And engagement rate, well, we all know these things. What can help distribution? Well, consider when your audience is online. So go into the analytics, see when are the best times to post for your audience. So not just some reports that you find online, although they can inform you and maybe help you and maybe trigger to reach a different audience. I would say look at your own analytics and see when your people are online and use that information to decide when you want to post, because it might be different on today, then on Tuesday, then on Sundays, all right? So, and maybe check that every month. Add a task into your task management software and to check the analytics and change your schedule every month based on where your users are online the most. So video clips over 90 seconds long won't be eligible to be recommended in the Explore or Reels tab, which is major. You don't want that happen. Right? You of course want to reach non-followers in these places. So there might be a specific type of post, or in your case, it might be very worth it to create these long posts. I'm not sure. For me, what is the use case if I can't reach non-followers? But for you, this may be different. So I'm not saying this applies to everyone. You might find a very good use case to post very long videos, and you might even see a lot of reach. But at least not in these places as of now. But back to the major point of this video, why you probably watch this, is the fact that Instagram now mentioned in their own video 2 days ago that asking a specific word, number, or emoji will reduce reach in the places where they recommend posts in the Explore feed, etc. So what I think they do, and this is an assumption, this doesn't have to be true, but I think they scan each post, what you say in the video, of course they have a transcript, and they scan what is visually seen. And if you now ask for specific words, emojis, or numbers to comment or DM, that they will limit reach in these organic places where new people can find you. And I'm not sure about you, but I've very rarely, I can't remember the last time that I saw a reel or text image where someone asked me to comment something. Any post using ManyChat automations, I've never been recommended those for as long as I can remember. So this is interesting. This is my personal experience. You may see for yourself that you get recommended all those posts all the time, maybe because you like those posts. But it could be very true that Instagram is reducing reach or has been reducing reach already on those type of posts. So if that's the case, you may consider, as I mentioned already, to work a smart way around it. So let me know if you know a smart way to do this more low-key in the comments below. Or for example, comment the color of this light in the comments below and I send you XYZ. That's maybe less obvious. But I'm not sure. Instagram has a great algorithm. But the fact that they deleted this post says a lot, that they responded on the confusion and maybe they saw that something wasn't true in this post. They're not effectively reducing reach on ManyChat automation posts. So again, last time, but it's a good reminder. Always check your own analytics. Maybe mention it more low-key, try different methods and see what it will do to your analytics, your impressions or your posts, etc. That's all. You know what to do if you want to stay up to date with all the latest social media news. If you're serious, you may check the show notes. And if you want to know the big update to Instagram's algorithm they made recently, you may watch this video next. Talk soon.